Hey Sagittarius, welcome to Higher Source Tarot. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed, liked, commented, shared my videos. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and hit the bell notifications. If you comment, as long as your settings are set in a way that I can answer you, I will. This will be your 2020 yearly prediction for all Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in Sagittarius. So if you have Sagittarius placement in your chart, you are in the right place. I hope that you enjoyed Christmas for those of you that celebrate. And as you move forward into 2020, I would really suggest that you set your intentions. Write down the things that you want to see in your physical reality. Meditate, quiet your mind. In fact, one of the things I like to do, I have an Abraham Hicks book of positive aspects. Another great thing to do is to sit down and just, page by page, list off the positive aspects about you, about your current reality, about people around you, and you will get more of it, okay? So look at the things that you've already attracted and really focus your intention on what you want to see come up in your life, and it'll be there. So this time we are going to use these Ask and It Is Given cards by Jerry and Esther Hicks, and they are the teachings of Abraham. So if you are not familiar with Abraham and you're interested in the law of attraction, those would be good videos for you to research. So we are going to look at Sagittarius for the year 2020. Now later in the week, so if you do subscribe, you'll get a notification that later in the week I will post a January 2020 video for you too. And a couple weeks ago, I published an overview of all the cards in the Rider-Waite deck. So if you're watching a lot of tarot, that would be a great video to watch just to familiarize yourself with what the cards mean, because sometimes the readers might interpret them in a way based on the other cards around them, but maybe it doesn't resonate with you. And if you understood the cards, you might be able to see where those actually do apply. So, all right, Sagittarius. January, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Wands for February, the Magician for March, and April, the King of Cups. Very nice. It's almost like it builds in sequence. May, you have the Three of Cups. June, Ace of Wands. July, Four of Cups. And August, the Three of Pentacles. In September, you have the Eight of Pentacles. October, the Empress. November, the Ace of Cups. And December, the King of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Pentacles here. So very nice. I think that as you come into 2020, you're a little bit guarded. I feel like it's either you or it's somebody that you are trying to have a relationship with, but I actually think it's more you, where you're just a little bit cautious. I think you're guarded with money. Maybe you spent too much at the holidays, or you're looking at your finances and saying, I would just want to shore this up a little bit more. I have money, but I want more of it. That kind of a thing. And you're going to be looking for new opportunities to maybe make passive income for some of you, or a side job or something like that, where you're just going to be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more guarded. And that's not always a bad thing. It doesn't mean that just because you kind of shore things up a little bit, that you're just being completely closed off. I feel like this is a kind of a lesser energy, and especially because you have this Ace of Cups. This is like a big offer that gets going, and I feel like you just need to get a little bit focused as you become into this, 2020, into January. So the next month you have the Three of Wands, and this is all about, it can be about waiting on something, a decision. So if you were, for instance, for some of you, I think you might be buying a new house, and the Pentacles have to do with that, and just saving and trying to get situated. And for those of you where you're trying to get a new house, you're definitely going to move forward with that, and it's going to work out really, really well. As far as a relationship, that's going to be coming. I think in January it doesn't get started. In the best month for you really here, November looks good, but I think it's going to be more like April. For those of you that are either trying to reconcile with somebody, which this could definitely be a reconciliation, I think it's going to not really come to fruition until like April or May even, but I think April could be pretty promising there. So anyway, so with the Three of Wands here, this is all about like a hint of progress. So you're getting some momentum going towards reaching your goals. Maybe you're getting clear about your goals. You're doing some daily practices like meditation or working out, or doing something on a regular basis to try to build momentum. That's really what you need to start doing, Sagittarius, if you haven't started it already. So in February, it's going to be about moving forward, but it's not going to be like with a ton of speed. It's more or less like getting organized, getting some momentum going, but here's your speed. So in March, this is the manifestation happening. And I do think for some of you, you are going to have some kind of a chance meeting with somebody that you were very heartbroken over, and you haven't talked to them. Okay, you have not been talking to this person at all. I mean, zero communication. They may have some contact with people around you, but it's almost like the people around you know you don't want to hear about them. This person is going to find a way to almost appear. Like they're going to kind of know where your haunts are, and they're not going to do it in a really obvious way. It's going to be more like kind of running into you at the grocery store or somewhere like that, where you're not going to be with a lot of people. They will not show up in a group. It's not going to be like that where they try to show up in with you and all your friends. They want to have a personal conversation with you. They are missing you. They are aware that they screwed up. They have much regret around this, and know that, okay? So it will be up to you if you want to open up to them or not. This individual is going to be very, very emotionally vulnerable. I mean, they're going to be damn near down on their knees, groveling to get back in. I think you're going to be, like I said, you're going to be guarded, and focused on other things. Like I said, maybe getting a house or doing something more with your finances. This is not somebody who's like a bipolar with their emotions. They're very clear about what they want. I do feel like for some of you, this person was very immature. I mean, it's water energy. But I think they did something. Like they either went to a therapist or started to do some kind of program where they got their act together. They have a lot of gratitude for the time that they spent with you, and a lot of nostalgia around that time. And they're just kind of bobbing in it, I guess is what the best way I can say that, where they thought they could move on, and they may have dated some other people, and every single time they do, they compare them to you. And it's like, ew. They have not fallen in love with anyone else. And either of you, though, I think you've dated some too, but it's more been just for something to do, not because you were really that serious. So again, you're going to get a reconciliation coming up here. But first, we're going to do our Abraham card. There is enough room for all ideas and experiences. From your non-physical perspective, you understood that there is room enough in this expansive universe for all manner of thought and experience. You had every intention of being deliberate about your own life experience and your own creations, but you had no intentions of trying to control the creations of others. So, yeah, so we obviously can't control other people, but we can become a vibrational match to something higher. So I think if you work on that, if you are interested in reconciliation with somebody, they are going to come back around. You were not in alignment with them. And I feel like, too, like I said, they were immature, but I almost feel like they were blaming their issues on you a little bit. So in May, here's your reconciliation. This is, like I said, definitely somebody from the past, and I think you're going to soften towards them, Sagittarius, and be willing to give them a second chance. I don't see this as a third party, but there may be a third party kind of trying to be a catalyst, maybe working on you a little bit, or even just dropping subtle hints. it's not going to be any threat to the relationship or moving forward in that way. I think it's going to actually be a really fun time for you. I think there could be some travel here too, where maybe you go on kind of a girls' weekend or something like that, where it's not going to be it's not going to be a 3-month long hike through Tibet, but there's going to be something just kind of spur of the moment, fun. Like I said, you're going to get really some stable things here, but still balanced with some fun. And then here is that olive branch. Like I said, I kept feeling this strong sense of an apology coming. And for some of you, that is going to be the case. So if you know you've been burned by somebody, they will be coming back around. They will be apologizing. They will want to restart the relationship with you for sure. There's just too much history for them to be fully done. And if you do decide you don't want to try again, it's going to take them a long time to recover. They thought they could walk away. They thought it would just be done. And they're finding out that it wasn't that simple and that they needed to work on themselves. So this is for June here. So in June, you also have some new beginnings. I think in terms of career, in terms of money, you've got some new things starting up, and you get through tax season, maybe pay off some old debt. And here you are, you're not going to be carrying, like I said, a lot of heavy debt around and things like that. But I also think you have an increase in money showing up. So this may be a good time if you like to play the lottery, keep playing it, because for some of you, you could be very lucky in the month of June. I just feel like you're going to be able to manifest a lot this year, and especially you've got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups showing up. And I'm kind of glad you don't have the Ace of Swords here. You have all the cards that are like big resources coming your way. You have all of them. So very nice with the Magician too here. Now with the Four of Cups, this is July, you're going to be kind of mulling over your options. I think you're going to be looking at reviewing your work life, your home life, and just kind of taking stock, taking inventory of things. It's going to be kind of a slower month, but that's okay because you've got a lot of cards that give way to quick and sudden and a lot of momentum. And so for July, it might be a good time just to take a trip and rent a house on the beach or somewhere where it's just kind of low key. This is probably not maybe the month to go visiting like New York or something, but I do feel like you just need a minute to sit back and sit your ass down somewhere and relax and not do a whole lot. So if you have that opportunity, take it. Now here you are in August with this is all about partnership. Again, I feel like with this relationship, you're going to be getting into a nice place with it where you're really looking at it as an equal, balanced partnership. As far as work and money, you've got new opportunities coming in, but they're going to be very prosperous. For some of you, I think you could end up starting your own YouTube channel. You have content available, and if that's you and you've been thinking about it for a while, there's some great people out there that will just have channels about how to start a YouTube channel and how to, present content, things like that. That would be worth your while to start looking at those now. Again, I do feel like for some of you, you might win some money or have a windfall coming in, which those are always fun to get, unexpected money. But I definitely feel like for you, it's also possible that some of you might go back to school. I do see that with some of the other supporting cards. If you've been thinking about getting a master's degree, this would be a good time to pursue it. And again, this is in August, so that's like you go right into a fall program. For some of you, that is going to happen because then you have the Eight of Pentacles. But let's look at the next Abraham card. I will never get there, so I will enjoy my journey. So the joy is in the journey here, Sagittarius. You cannot ever get it done because you cannot ever cease to be, and you can never halt your awareness. Yet out of your awareness will be born another asking, and each asking always summons another answering. Your eternal nature is one of expansion, and expansion is the potential for unspeakable joy. So you're always expanding, and that's true. You never get it done. The more you seem to attain, the more you expand and want new things. So with the Eight of Pentacles here, this is where I said you're going to be working hard. This is a little bit more of a slow energy, but it's like you're attaining a very comfortable life, with the Three of Pentacles and then this Eight of Pentacles, you are coming into a place where it's very secure. This relationship, especially if it was something where there was infidelity, which I hope not, but in that case, and you decide you want to take this person back, you're going to have security here. Again, I do think some of you are going to go back to school. And you're going to work hard at it, and it's going to come easily to you. You're bright, you're capable, you're a good student, and you're going to bring your best ideas to the table. So I think, again, money looks really good. I think you're going to get some recognition here too, as far as like all the work and things that you do for other people. You're going to be recognized for that. Now in October, you've got the Empress, and this is all about new growth. And it's like, this is where, again, I feel like you kind of speed up. So you slow down in August. July, August, and September are kind of slow. And then you start to really see the fruits of your labor. Because this is all about like nature and, fruit and bearing and that kind of thing. And so it's going to be a time where you have a lot of unconditional regard or love. You're going to feel a lot of support, abundance. So whatever you're trying to do, again, it's going to happen, and it's not going to be tedious. So I feel like with this relationship, this is a time, the next couple months here, so you'll get into October, November, December, and it's really going to solidify. The beginning months, again, you're building and trying to kind of just get yourself stable. By the end of the year, you're for sure going to be in a relationship, and I don't see any doubt about that with this Empress, with the Ace of Cups next in November. And it's going to be long-term. For some of you, this will be your life partner. You are going to, in 2020, solidify a relationship with who will end up being your life partner, for sure. I do think for some of you, again, you've got these two aces here. It's like you can't make a misstep. Trust yourself this year. Really learn to use your intuitive guidance. Know that new things are always happening, and the joy is in the journey, right? The joy is on the journey. So, again, I think that you're going to find that you have a lot of stability towards the end of the year, because you end up with the King of Pentacles. And this is one of the more stable kings. He's very confident, very good looking. I think whoever you end up with, you're going to find a great attraction to them physically. They're going to be really a great looking person, but they're also going to be really good with money and business and finance. And it's just going to meld. Your dynamic and theirs are really going to meld together. And whatever was going on with them before, where there was some immaturity and some just, lack of, what's the right, I guess the lack of like appreciation for you, that is going to be changing. That is no more. So you've got to learn to let go of the past. Do not hold this person's feet to the fire because of something they did, 5 years ago or 10 years ago. I actually don't think it was that long ago. I almost think you were in a long-term relationship with this person. It ended a while ago, more than a year ago. No communication, but they are going to come back around, and they get it now, and they let them be this king. Okay. So very nice reading for you all. Last Abraham Hicks card: since every request is granted, I feel no competition. So look, there's enough for everyone. We don't all want the same King of Pentacles. We don't all want the same car. We don't all want the same house. So when you see people that are getting what they want, appreciate that and thank the universe. Wow, I hope that person, that's in fantastic shape gets to work out more and is led to all the right nutritional things that they need to look like that. Instead of, cursing them, you don't ever want to do that. You want to appreciate that the universe does bring us what we want. So each point of view matters. Every request is granted. There is no end to the universal resources that fulfill these requests, and there is no end to the answers to the never-ending stream of questions. And for that reason, there is no competition. So here's your never-ending stream of resources with the Ace of Pentacles, okay? So the ego wants separation and competition, but our source energy and spirit does not see it that way. We do not, as source energy, when we're aligned, feel a need to compete with people. So very nice reading for you. I definitely think love is in the air in 2020. You're going to, for some of you, you're going to make a union that in 25 years from now, you're going to look back and say, I remember that reading and she was right. I did end up marrying that person and we are still together. So I love it for you and I love you, and thank you again for everyone who subscribes, and I will be back in a couple of days with your January reading, and I'll see you then.